The Big Ten has been phenomenal this year when it comes to overall entertainment value. You got USC, Michigan last week. You've had Ohio State just be a clinic and a half. It feels like every time they're playing football. But we got a good one in Ann Arbor. Washington is going to Michigan in the Big House. Damon Williams. This is noon kick on Fox. This line started at 6, favoring Michigan. At last check on BetMGM, down to 5.5. Interesting. Very interesting. Now for Michigan, this game determines if you play Ohio State with a shot at the playoff or not. Because you lost to USC, got your second loss. If you drop this game, you're not out of it necessarily. You maybe need some help to get to the Big Ten title game, but you're not playing Ohio State for a shot at the college football playoff as an at-large bid, rather, with 3 losses. Don't see that happening. So for Michigan, man, let's dig deep a little bit here. Let's go find some mojo, find some juice. Flush that USC game. You went out to the West Coast. You're back home. Let's go find it now, Michigan, because, again, this is a playoff-ish sort of game for what the Wolverines are going to have whenever they go play Ohio State. Now, on the flip side, not only now, but Washington, they only got 1 loss. Here's my question. Why not Washington to the college football playoff? Why not? Especially if they win this game, they'll play Oregon at the end of the year. Oregon just lost to Indiana. They have the best trio, I think, pound for pound of quarterback, running back, and wide receiver, arguably, in all of college football. At least in the Big Ten, you feel pretty good making that statement. I think Damon Williams in this game does some really fun stuff. Just to put it simply, if you haven't watched number 2 in that purple and gold just yet, or if they're wearing like the black alternates like they did last week, which are sweet, just watch the dude play. He is so fun to watch. He is legitimately like lightning in a bottle at quarterback for them. Had over 100 yards against Rutgers on the ground. He is the fastest mobile quarterback Michigan has seen. Michigan saw John Mateer in week 2 on the road. But the way that John Mateer runs the football, while he's also elusive and effective on the ground, he's a lot more like quarterback power-ish when it comes to what he does behind his pads. Damon Williams is just like, I'm out to the perimeter. If you can catch me, God bless you, but a lot of y'all aren't catching me. Like, he is probably the fastest quarterback, not probably, he is the fastest quarterback that Michigan has seen to this point. So I told you, I think he's going to get his to some degree. How much he gets, though, in this game will come down to what Michigan does in the secondary. Big day for the safeties and run support, baby. Pack a lunch, eat your Wheaties. There'll be a protein bar or 2 throughout the week because you will be chasing Damon Williams all day long. And in addition to that, you're going to have to rally up and tackle Jonah Coleman, who's a dog of a back for Washington, no pun intended there. And you're going to make sure you bring your shoulder pads there, too, because he runs behind his at a very high level. On top of all that, you got Denzel Boston on the perimeter who's averaging 14 yards a catch. So I make this point to say, Washington, I don't think you totally bottle them up. It's a matter of what happens, though, when they get theirs. Because they kind of got theirs against Ohio State to a certain extent, but Washington didn't score a touchdown against Ohio State. Had to settle for 3 a lot of the time in the red zone. Is that the same world that Michigan lives in? Hold them to 3, not 7, Michigan wins. Washington gets 7, okay, now we're watching this game, and you're like, hang on a second now. I don't care what that line was before the game favoring Michigan. Washington finds a way to get it done. Is that the case? Remains to be seen. You know what is the case, though? We're making sure you look good this year with our friends over at Rhoback. And if you haven't gotten any Rhoback items just yet, I'll tell you what, if you're a Michigan fan, they got some sweet items for you in their game day collection that are Michigan-themed. They got a sweet little jersey stripe, like quarter zip. It's like yellow, sick design across the chest. Go ahead and check that out, okay? Rhoback delivering, I think, the best product in the activewear space. Definitely the best product in the activewear space when it comes to feel, comfort, and also rocking your favorite team with the game day collection yet again. So make sure you save yourself some money whenever you purchase at Rhoback.com using code JD. Just those 2 letters, no periods. Go ahead and get 20% off all new customers through the end of this week. That's over at Rhoback.com, again, spelled RHOBACK.com. 20% off all performance polos, shorts, joggers, get a little crispy outside. Get locked in over at Rhoback.com with code JD. Great stuff. So we talked about Washington, what they're going to do on the offensive side. On the offensive side for Michigan, like, you better make sure you have something to respond with. Like, I think for Michigan, I still feel a little bit like I'm only getting a certain percentage of the Bryce Underwood experience offensively. Like, it's the Michigan offense. It's Bryce Underwood playing quarterback. I see flashes of, oh, that's why he's your quarterback, but I also see a lot of not totally letting him cook just yet. And maybe some of that's a thing where Chip Lindsey and Sharon Moore are wanting to put a governor on him as a true freshman and wanting to still play with that Michigan style of complementary football and run the ball and all those things. But I kept waiting last week against USC for Michigan to turn him loose and for Bryce Underwood to just go get it. To just like put the pedal to the metal and just push the ball deep. Let Donovan McCulley do his thing, open it up. We're down to this spot. We got to go get it in the Coliseum. I don't know if you have that same urgency against this Washington team. It'll obviously depend on what Washington does on the offensive side. But if Washington does get theirs on the offensive side to the tune of getting 7 instead of 3 in the red zone, then you got to kind of cut it loose a little bit more. Then you have to let Bryce Underwood have a little bit more of a, okay, Bryce, go drive the car kind of mentality. Even with that being said, I would like to see Michigan go through more of Bryce Underwood on the ground in this game because Justice Haynes, I don't have any information as to what he's going to be when it comes to this game. You'd hope he's available if you're a Michigan fan. Maybe by the time you're watching this, we know something definitive on his status. Let's go ahead and just assume that Justice Haynes is either not playing or not playing at the level you have come to be accustomed to him playing to this point in the year for Michigan, meaning he's not going for over 100 yards. I think Bryce Underwood, being the guy that's, 6'3", 230, 240, whatever he is at this point in time during his college football career, and can throw down backflips, let's let that guy carry the mail. If nothing else, use it as a change-up pitch to get your running game going with Jordan Marshall, who I also actually think is a tremendous back, and I think Michigan fans know that, and he'll do his job carrying the load if he has to be your go-to back in this game. Need something from them, though, to be able to, I think, slow the game down and keep DeMond Williams on the sideline and make it a low-scoring affair. I would like that a lot more from Michigan when it comes to the flow of this game. So you could see Michigan push the tempo, and maybe they're able to score points, and it looks more like new Michigan-ish with how they push the ball downfield and all that, and it's explosives. But I don't think it's crazy to assume Michigan goes up 13-7 at half at home, and they just go, okay, we're going to go back to old Michigan. Take the air out of the football, hand the ball off, take 10 minutes off the clock with a couple of drives, and good luck, Washington, with having your 1 or 2 drives you get in the second half, being able to beat us that way. I don't know. Now, I feel terrible about my pick in this game. So that's a tremendous vote of confidence for y'all that are trying to follow or fade here based on our betting predictions. I think that in this game, you get desperate Michigan. And I don't think we can just look past the idea of there being traits in Michigan in this spot. I think we can look at what Ohio State did against Washington with how they ran the football. I think Michigan can recreate that. I think you also have the revenge angle here for Michigan because they lost to Washington last year. And I think that probably still sticks with them. That plus home field, plus the physicality angle, I think Michigan wins because they have to win. I think Michigan covers. I'll take Michigan final score in the Big House, 24-17. Maize and Blue get it done and keep their playoff hopes alive and keep that potential playoff punching ticket game alive for when they go play Ohio State at the end of the year, also in the Big House.